been asked the whole time I was gone, and now, ever since I've gotten back, was GCX in Orlando worth it? For me, yes, absolutely. But probably not for the reasons you're thinking. It wasn't because of the games, it wasn't because of the rides, it wasn't because of the celebrities, it wasn't because of Universal Studios. GCX was worth it because for the first time in my life, I felt like I truly belonged. As someone on the autism spectrum, traveling alone is one of the hardest things I can do. Airports are overwhelming, crowds are exhausting, new environments take so much mental energy, conventions are basically all of those things rolled up into one kind of hellish scene. So when I say GCX was worth it, I'm not saying it was easy. It wasn't. There were moments where I questioned if I made the right decision on coming. But by the time I left, I realized I had experienced something I never expected. I found my people. This is why. Before GCX, there was a time in my life where I genuinely didn't know if I'd still be here without video games. That is about as PG as I can say that. I've struggled with my mental health since I was a small child. I've always felt isolated, misunderstood, and like I'm one of one in the worst kind of ways. Like I've never truly belonged anywhere. Then gaming found me. Destiny 2 gave me a community. Overwatch gave me my wife. My wife also isn't just my wife, she's my best friend. She has been beside me through everything. While I was at GCX, she was still on the road, holding down the fort, supporting me like she always does. She is one of the biggest reasons I keep pushing forward. Gaming didn't just give me entertainment, it gave me people. It gave me purpose. Creators like Grenader Jake show me the impact that one person can have just by helping others. Watching others help build communities and make people feel welcome inspired me to do the same. For 6 years, that has been my mission. I've helped hundreds of people get better at PvP. Not because I wanted people to think I was the best, because I wanted people to feel like someone believed in them. I wanted people to feel welcomed, and I wanted people to feel like they belonged. And selfishly, it gave me a reason to live. The journey to getting to GCX wasn't exactly perfect. My day started at 1 p.m. at the airport, and I did not get to my room until 7 a.m. the next day, due to flight delays, deboarding, deplaning, reboarding, sitting on the tarmac, having to go back to the gate because we didn't have enough fuel, all because of thunderstorms in Denver. I was going from Montana to Denver to Florida. On day 0, I got a friction blister right where my toes connect. And by day 2, because I was compensating for that, I had another blister on my heel on the same foot. Walking had become a challenge. Then there was the Florida humidity. As a desert native to Arizona, I'm used to heat. I'm not used to swimming through soup. Being overweight made the long days harder. There were activities I wanted to enjoy longer, but I physically had my limits, and mentally as well. The food was really good, but the prices definitely reminded me I was at a resort. Those things matter because I don't want to make a fake highlight reel or just tell everybody that it was all puppy dogs, rainbows, sunshine, etc. GCX wasn't perfect. There were difficult moments. But those moments don't erase what made it special. The moments that mattered. One of my favorite experiences wasn't even inside the convention. It was taking the water taxi from Sapphire Falls directly into Universal. After the crowds, the noise, and all the stimulation, sitting on the water was peaceful. It gave my brain a chance to breathe. Then there were the people. I had a chance to meet Matt Mercer, and that was special because it wasn't just meeting a celebrity, it was meeting someone whose work helped popularize Dungeons & Dragons and helped countless people, including myself, find communities where they could be themselves with people who are also themselves. That matters, because whether it's Destiny, Dungeons & Dragons, Overwatch, or any other hobby, these aren't just games. Sometimes this is where people find a home. And there were my friends, getting to finally meet Scones, Fish, Brave, Cammy, Swan, Justice, Slav, Alcatraz made this a trip something I will never forget. Thank you. I've always struggled with making friends. It's something that hasn't come naturally to me. Being on the spectrum, sometimes social situations are difficult. I can overthink conversations, worry about saying the wrong thing, and struggle to know where I fit. But this weekend felt different. It didn't feel like I had to perform, it didn't feel like I had to pretend, I could just be myself. Whether we were walking around, laughing, getting food, or just hanging out, I felt accepted. And every conversation chipped away at something I had carried for most of my life. That feeling that maybe I didn't quite belong. Finding my place. Standing at GCX surrounded by thousands of people who loved the same things I did, something finally clicked. This wasn't just a convention. It was thousands of people who had all focused and found their own version of home. Some through gaming, some through streaming, some through D&D, some through Fallout, some through charity, some through friendships. And for the first time in my life, I didn't feel like the outsider trying to find my place. I felt normal. I felt understood. I felt like I belonged. I know I keep saying that. It was so important. So if you're looking for perfect weather, GCX is not it. If you're looking for cheap food, strike 2. If crowds and travel are difficult for you, strike 3. Those challenges are real. But if you've ever felt alone, if you've ever wondered if there are people out there who understood you, if you've ever found comfort in games because they gave you something the real world couldn't, then yes, GCX is worth it. Not because it's perfect, but because of the people. Really big shout out to the guy running the GCX Twitter account. He's been incredibly kind and helped make the process for me much better, including this year having a sensory tent in the Artist Alley. Now here's the question that people have asked me time and time again so far. Will I go again? Honestly, I don't know. Traveling isn't easy for me. The crowds were overwhelming, the walking was rough, the blisters definitely didn't help, and it's very expensive, and I don't come from money. But if I were able to attend as a creator, maybe volunteer, or be involved with the event in some way, that changes the equation. It would make returning much more realistic. What I do know is this. Whether I come back next year or not, GCX gave me something I'll carry with me forever, and I suspect it would do the same for you. It reminded me there are people out there who understand what it's like to feel different, people who welcome strangers, people who make others feel seen. For the last 6 years, I've tried to build that kind of community through Destiny, a place where people can ask questions without being judged, a place where people can improve without feeling embarrassed, a place where everyone has a seat at the table. GCX reminded me why I started doing that in the first place, so maybe the real question isn't, was GCX worth it? Maybe it's, what is it worth to finally feel like you belong? For me, the answer is everything. And to everyone who said hi, took a picture, talked with me, or made me feel welcome, thank you. You made me feel at home. And maybe someday I'll try to do something like that for my own community. Quack quack, mother duckers. Peace.